Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see here, we have our crochet hook, our yarn, and our stitch marker. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to use the stitch marker when you're doing your project. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into our video and let's start. So to start with your project, every project you start with a slip knot or a magic ring, or it depends on what you're doing. Okay, so after you have done your slip knot, you're going to chain and yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and you just have to continue doing that until you have your measurement. So here I'm going to show you how to chain, how to single crochet, how to double crochet, okay, and using our stitch marker. Okay, so once you have your stitch or stitches, okay, then we're going to turn our work. Okay, I like to work on the back loop only. Okay, and gives me this nice, this will be my edge. Okay, so I like to do that. Okay, so in every single crochet, or yeah, in every single crochet you chain and then you add one, because that is your turning chain. Okay, so in this here is we're going to skip this first stitch here. This stitch or loop on our hook is not count as a stitch. So from here is, that is your first one, and then this is your back loop. So I think I will, okay, so now that this makes sense. So you skip this one and then you work from here. Usually you work this way, but I do want to work in the back loop. Okay, so this is your back loop, back loop, back loop, back loop. As you can see, this bump at the back there. Okay, so you skip one and then you go into the next one and do your pull up your loop, and you have two loops, and then yarn over, pull through two. So now this is your first stitch. Now we're going to insert our stitch marker, and we leave our stitch marker there for when we turn. Okay, when we come back, and then you know which is your last stitch. Okay, so this is our first stitch here, but when we come back, this is our last stitch. And then you go to the next and pull up your loop and pull through all the loops on your hook, and you just have to continue doing that. Okay, so this is our single crochet. And I'm going to show you a few rows of single crochet, and then we're going to change to double crochet. Okay, so continue one single crochet in every back loop that you can find into your chain. Okay, and don't skip. So when working, you need to know how many stitches you have. So with single crochet, if you have, for example, 16 single crochet or 16 chain, and you will end up 15 single crochet on your first row, as we skip one chain as our turning chain. Okay, so now this is our last stitch. Okay, so now we're going to insert our stitch marker, and as you can see, we have our stitch marker there, and we have our stitch marker there. So now if we count it, 1, 2, so okay, I'll put it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so we have 18 single crochet, so it means we stitch or we chain 19. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a few rows of single crochet without chain and single crochet with chain 1. Okay, so this one you can turn your work, and as you can see, this is our first stitch there. So now we're going to take this off and put it aside, and this is our first stitch. I'm going to insert and pull up a yarn, and then yarn over and then pull through 2. Now this is our first stitch. We're going to place our stitch marker back there, and we go to the next and single crochet, and make sure that you're getting this 2 or V stitch, okay, from your previous row. Okay, so that is our both the loops, so that is covered using this. You are not working into the back loop or the front loop. Okay, so this is your front loop, this is your back loop. So here, because it's a V, so this is your back loop and this is your front loop. So if you want, I will do a tutorial with that as well, using just the back loop only. Okay, so just continue. And by using your stitch marker, you can ensure that you have a straight edge. Just make sure that when you do your first stitch, okay, you place your stitch marker back. Okay, so now as you can see here, this is our last stitch. So I'm going to take my stitch marker off and insert my hook there, and then make sure that you have the V, and yarn over, pull up your loop, and yarn over, pull through both. Okay, now this is our last stitch, and then we're going to turn. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this way is I'm going to show you a few of single crochet with no turning chain, and I'm going to show you later with turning chain. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and this is our first stitch here. I'm going to insert and pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now this is our first, so I'm going to place my stitch marker back, and we can continue. And now as you can see, and we reach our last stitch. So I'm taking this off and inserting into the last stitch. Just make sure that you take both of the loop and yarn over, pull through two. Now this is our last stitch. I'm going to place that back and we turn just like that, and we work again. And as you can see, this is our first stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through two. So this is our first. I'm going to place my stitch marker back and continue placing one single crochet in every stitch. And now we reach our last stitch. Take the stitch marker off and insert, and yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through two. Now place it back, and I'm going to show you guys. Okay, so this is how our work look like. Okay, so this is very straight edge. Okay, so I will do a few more rows so we have that foundation, and then come back, and then I'm going to show you a single crochet with chain one as a turning chain. Okay guys, so as you can see here, this is our project looks like. Okay, so as you can see, the side here and the side here is very straight. Now I'm going to share with you, okay, how to do a single crochet row with turning chain. Okay, so I will zoom you in. Okay, now we are going to chain one. This is our turning chain. Okay, as you can see here, we don't work into the turning chain. We work into our foundation, our first stitch where our stitch marker. So this is very very important when you use the stitch marker, is you make sure that you're working into your first stitch, not increasing. So stitch marker is very helpful. Okay, so I'm going to take that out, and this is our first stitch, and yarn over, pull through and pull through. Okay, so now this is our first stitch, so I'm going to place our stitch marker back and continue our normal single crochet. Now we reach our end of the row. We'll take this off, and we know that this is our last stitch. And this is our last stitch, so I'm going to put my marker back and chain one and turn my work. And this is our chain one for turning, and this is our first stitch. So I'm going to take my stitch marker, and as we can see, this is a chain one and this is our first stitch. And place your stitch marker back and work all the way back, just the same as what we've been doing. Now we reach our stitch marker. Take that off and place a single crochet into that last, and place our stitch marker back so we know this is our first stitch when we turn. And then chain one and turn your work, and this chain one doesn't count, so take our stitch marker out and you're going to work into this first stitch. And don't forget to place your stitch marker back into this first stitch. And we get to the last stitch, take that out and insert. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and we place it back. And chain one, and we go back, take this out and place a single crochet and stitch marker back. So working with stitch marker, you just have to be patient. You're taking it off and putting it back. But it really helps you maintain especially your edging, to have that straight and you don't increase. Okay, so our last stitch, we're going to insert, and so this is our last stitch. I'm going to place it back, and now I'm going to show you what we have done so far. Okay, so now we have 4 rows of the chain 1 turning chain, and we have this no turning chain. So you see the difference, this side here, because we did chain. So as you can see, there's a bump there, so that is our turning chain. And here, because we don't have turning chain, so this is very, very straight compared to this one. They are straight as well, but not straight as the other one. Okay, so that is the only difference. And now I'm going to show you how to start from single crochet to double crochet. Okay, some people, they just like turn like that, so it's the same. If you don't want to use your single or chain 1, so you can do this way as well. Okay, going to take that off, and this one is our first chain, and you just yarn over and then insert and pull up, pull through, and pull through. So sorry. Okay, so yarn over, insert, pull up, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So that is how you start, or you can start by chaining 3. Okay, so after you finish, you chain 3 or you chain 2. Either way is okay, but then you don't work on this first stitch. You don't work on that first stitch. Let me zoom you in. Okay, so after you chain, you don't work in this first stitch, because this is count as a double crochet. And then yarn over, insert into the next stitch. So you skip this one into the next, and you complete your double crochet. You will know that later. So this one here, this is our first, so I'm going to place my stitch marker there. So when you do your chain 3, so on top of your chain 3, that is your first stitch, and this one here is your second stitch. Okay, and then yarn over, insert into the next, and you continue. Displacing 1 double crochet, and you reach the second stitch from the last, and this is how it looks like. And now we're going to take the last stitch, the stitch marker, and we're going to insert and do our last double crochet. We place it back, now we're going to chain 3. So as I mentioned, you can chain 2 or you can chain 3 for this one, and turn your work. And as you can see, okay, so if we're going to count our stitches, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so then after that, you're going to, so with this one, because we don't work there, we don't work into the first stitch because we have chain 3. We're going to skip that and go into the next and complete our double crochet and into the next. But then we're going to take this off and replace this. Okay, so chain 3, okay, so chain 3, and with our chain 3 is we're going to grab our stitch marker and into this third chain is we're going to place our stitch marker, and then we turn our work and we don't place, we skip this first chain as our chain 3 is count as double crochet. We skip that and we go and work into the next one and continue double crochet. Just make sure that, okay, how many chains or how many stitches you have in your single crochet, you have that in the double crochet as well. So just make sure that you have equal stitches. And then now we're going to take this off. That is our chain 3. Okay, so 1, 2 into the third one. We're going to insert and complete our row, and we're going to place back our stitch marker and we chain 3. Okay, and that is our first, so we chain 3 and we're going to place our stitch marker into this third chain. And turn our work, and as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so we have straight here, we have straight edge, and we have straight edge in the other side as well. Okay, so you just have to continue doing that. Okay, with this is you skip the first chain and you go to the next one. Okay, so hopefully guys this makes sense, this tutorial makes sense. If you have any question, please let me know, leave them in the comment section, and hopefully you like this video guys. It is helpful for you, and hopefully I'm going to see you in my next video. I'm just going to continue this until I finish the row, and this will be the end of our video. So if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified every time I will post a new video. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, and you can share as well so other people can see. Okay, now we're going to take that, and we don't forget this chain 3 as that is our last. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for watching. And this is how I will zoom you out a little bit so you can see our project. So this is how you work from no chain and chain 1 and turn and double crochet. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hi, everyone. So today I'm going to show you. Okay, so this row here is a single crochet row, and this edging here is no chain to no chain 1 turn. So as you can see, it's very flat. And going forward here is I use chain 1 to turn my single crochet. This is still a single crochet row, and I use chain 1 and turn, so you can see this bump here. Compared to this one, there's no chain, and you can see the difference. Okay, so this one no chains, this one chain 1 and turn, and here is my double crochet. Okay, so what do you think of that? So I do have a tutorial for this. Okay, so hopefully you like this video. So I just want to share with you the tips and to get how to get this nice edging here. Okay, so bye.